Hi everyone and welcome back to Newegg TV. My name is Paul and today I'm going to be discovering what is inside this mysterious brown box in front of me. Now, although I am completely unaware at this point of what's inside this box, I do know a little bit about its origin, and that is that it comes from a company called DIYPC, and that this is a sample product. So once we do determine what it is and probably put this video on the product page, you will not necessarily be getting this exact packaging. You'll probably get something a little bit more along the retail looking side, but apart from that, I'm really not sure what's in here. Although, oh well, let's just proceed. This is a flat packed, looks like acrylic panels. We have some metal posts here that will act as separators, and some more packaging here along the other side. So this is pretty much it right here, and let me get this out of the styrofoam and I can better determine what it is. And now the mystery is slowly being solved. Here's a little bit of documentation that they have included for me. Again, this is a sample, so this might not be the actual user's manual. This is just a printout they've provided, but this is the Alpha-DB6. It is a test bed, so essentially it is a computer case, but not a whole case, mostly just a test bed. The Alpha-DB6 by DIYPC. I will go over the parts that are included here. You get an acrylic main motherboard tray right here. That is where most of your hardware will be attached. You get some support feet here that keep it raised up off the ground that you attach to your optical drives and hard drives. These long posts are actually PCI Express brackets that will hold your video cards and add-on cards in place. They give you a baggie here with some gloves, so you get some nice gloves there to use while assembling your computer to keep your parts nice and safe. These will actually act as feet that will keep the board raised up off the ground. You get a nice and clearly labeled set of standoffs and screws and other mounting hardware here in a little plastic case that you can keep for future use. And then, since this is a test bed, they've provided you with this, which is essentially front panel connectors that will attach to some LEDs for hard drive and power lights, as well as a power reset button that actually mounts to the acrylic board itself to function as your power and reset buttons. And then you also get some USB 2.0 ports here, as well as audio ports, so you can plug that into your motherboard to test your audio and USB functions. I'm going to take you guys through the step-by-step process of assembling this. So here is step one in the assembly process, and that is to take these side acrylic panels for your optical drives and hard drives, mount them to the drives themselves. So as you can see, I've done that here with our optical drive. The hard drive works in just the same way. You mount the side panel to the drive like so. That provides support and rigidity to the side panels. There are a few next steps here with relation to your base plate. You actually have a few options here. These serve as the feet to keep the board supported. You just insert them like that, and they have a couple screw holes which are on either side, so whichever way you orient them, they will work. You can use 3 of these at these 3 corners, and then use your actual optical drives and hard drives for the support for the 4th corner, or if you don't want to have your optical drives and hard drives mounted right there, you can use a 4th foot support down here at that corner. Apart from that, before you actually go and attach your hard drives and optical drives in particular, you will want to take these assembly items, which are your motherboard standoffs. They mount through the bottom of the board, and they serve to keep your motherboard up and separated from the tray. So grab whatever motherboard you're going to be using, and we have an Asus Sabertooth X79 right here we're going to be plugging in, and mount your motherboard standoffs in the appropriate locations. So now our motherboard standoffs have been attached, and we have these little securing pieces here. They line up with a couple threaded bolt holes right on the board. You pretty much want to push that over to secure the tabs from your hard drives and optical drives, and you bolt them down to keep those in place. I have flipped the board over so we can get at the bottom here real quick. We have these front panel connectors. You'll notice labeled as power and reset switch right there. Here on the board itself, there's a couple cutouts. Now you'll notice you can push them, and it sort of pushes that tab up a little bit. So these line up directly with those. You will want to line up the reset switch with the smaller one. So flip it over just like that and bolt it into place. Next up we have our supports, just like that one. We're going to line that up with the threaded holes on the tray and bolt it into place. And finally, here are our front panel USB and audio ports. We're just going to line those up right there and bolt them in from the top. So at this point, our test bench is essentially complete. You do also have these PCI Express support beams, and you can just mount those to the base plate like so. And that will give you some additional security for your PCI Express graphics cards that you might be installing. You will simply drop your motherboard onto your standoffs like so. Of course, bolt that down and secure it in place. And then installing video cards or whatnot right here, you mount them directly to that right there. Finally, this gap over here on the side is for your power supply. It is an interesting power supply mount system, but you install it vertically like so, bolt it down to the bottom. You can orient that whichever way you please to, depending, of course, maybe on the orientation of the fan you have. That bolts to the bottom, and then that gives you access to all of your power cables right there up on top. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Once again, this has been the DIYPC Alpha-DB6 open air computer test bench. If you do a lot of hardware swapping, you might want to invest in a test bench like this. It gives you much clearer access to all of the components you have in your test bed. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. If you enjoyed today's video, please head over to our Newegg YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.